Hello everyone, REM here, and welcome back to another episode of Wild and Weird. And today, surprise surprise, our next weirdo is again from the deep ocean. I promise this series isn't going to turn into just a look at deep ocean critters. In fact, a majority of the animals on my list for this series are not from the ocean at all, but you have to admit a lot of weird stuff exists down there. So let's talk about the anglerfish. Anglerfish is an umbrella term that describes a variety of species, but they all have a few things in common. I think pretty much everyone is familiar with anglerfish, largely due to the traumatizing exposure from Finding Nemo. Goodness. So we're all pretty well aware that this is a creepy deep-sea creature that uses a bioluminescent lure in order to attract prey within range of chomping from some very gnarly teeth. The lure of an anglerfish is very interesting because it is a specialized adaptation of the dorsal fin. So the fin on the back of a fish, most notably on things like sharks, that is the shark fin that sticks up out of the water, evolved over time to become a lure. And when you think of anglerfish, you probably think of approximately what I'm drawing here. Big bulby fish with a little dangly bit on the head that ends in a glowing ball. But not every anglerfish has a lure that looks like this. In fact, there's a pretty wide variety as to the shape, size, and even color of these lures, where each anglerfish species might use it a little bit differently to target different prey items. When you live in the way down dark deep, light is not something you experience on a daily basis, so light is a rather special event. Bioluminescence in the deep sea is generally used to communicate. A lot of the times it's used to communicate in terms of mating and reproduction. So if you need to attract a mate, glowing is the best way to do it. But of course, that sort of dependence on glowing and bioluminescence leaves a door wide open for someone to come in and take advantage of that. Hence the anglerfish and a lot of other deep-sea predators that utilize bioluminescence to catch their prey. Imagine if you saw someone down the street who was waving at you, maybe offering you some free food, maybe complimenting your hair or your outfit, and then as you get closer to interact with them, they just hit you with a frying pan. That's pretty much what's happening with an anglerfish, and also a really good reminder to be wary around strangers. But my favorite thing about the anglerfish has to be that the anglerfish you see in media, this stereotypical blobby fish with the glowing lure, is only the females. That's right, only the ladies look like the typical anglerfish. Anglerfish are extremely sexually dimorphic. There are a ton of differences between the sexes. Female anglerfish are predatory, they have the glowing lure, and they are up to several hundred times larger than the males. The males are teeny tiny in comparison, and they aren't really predatory. They mainly subsist on plankton and other microfauna, and their only role in life really is to try and find a female. Running across another member of your species, especially one that is sexually receptive, is hard to do in the deep ocean. So when a male anglerfish finds a mate, he bites into her side and he refuses to let go. Eventually, he stops being his own organism in a sense. His organs deteriorate and fuse into the female, and her blood begins supporting him, as if he were just an external organ of her own. The male has succeeded in doing what every male anglerfish aims to do: become a lifeless, portable sperm bank for the female to use whenever she wishes. Romantic, I guess? Although, with as strange as things are in the deep ocean, I guess it's silly to expect anything less from the mating rituals of something like an anglerfish. And female anglerfish are not restricted to only having one male fused to her. In fact, the record number of male anglerfish seen fused with a single female was 12. So she had a wide variety of sperm to choose from when it was time to make more little nightmares. No matter how that makes you feel, just remember that anglerfish are not something you have to worry about. They exist so deep in the ocean, and even if you were somehow to encounter one, the majority of the species are actually smaller than you would expect. Even though there are some large ones, none of them are going to be a threat to you. So take a look at that toothy grin on this female anglerfish, and remember to smile.